we're back. I hope you did a jig or a pee or stretched or made a cup of tea or whatever. Whatever was good for you. Thank you for being here. Let's see, who do we have? We have Todd. Hello, hello. Says we have two, interestingly. But maybe that's me and you. And I know if others come in. Wow, thank you all for bearing with me. I was just pondering and just looking out the window here, and it's such a beautiful evening in the Vale. It's like bright sunshine. I'm living in a really small but shared space right now, and I'm moving joyfully into a beautiful space of my own in a few weeks, just after my birthday. And that's all just like lined up from saying yes to each step without knowing exactly, as my life has been for a while. Hi Tony, so beautiful to have you here. Okay, yeah, we obviously just needed a break. that's what I'm gonna say. So sharing that, I think this is really important. That we're like, for me at least, in the way that I share and transmit, and you know, I don't feel that I leave the field. This field of joy doesn't mean to say that I'm like always up, and it's my baseline frequency, and that's real for me. And it's really important what I have seen in my personal walk of, especially over the last 11 years, I've lived all over the world. Like literally, I have lived in lots of like conscious communities and different spaces, and alone, and in all kinds of different setups, and been around all kinds of different beings at all different stages of the journey. And I feel what's really important, and why I choose to share in this way, and why it's like I always feel like God just has like the kind of like boot on my butt. Hi Shauna, welcome, love you. Oh, feeling you there in Shasta. I was like literally in Mount Shasta this time last year, just before, yeah, I was like there. And Tony, where are you? Now see, now I can see comments. I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Yeah, Tony, let us know where you are. That would be wonderful. And Todd is in the Mexico, and you're like, the place is the pineal gland. That's the name of it. This is great. You know, I'm feeling the weavings. Beautiful sister Miriam, she's in Amsterdam if she rejoins us. South Africa, beautiful. Wow. What a beautiful constellation. Wow, really just, you know, feeling the joy of interconnection that for me, hearing this message of open up this transmission and do it tomorrow, and then do the second part. Here she is. Hello, beloved sister in Christ, who's also, yeah, doing incredible everything. As we all are. Like, we are here. We have been brought together, right? It's like, yes, I was given the, you know, go ahead, let's say, of, okay, Let's come together in joy. Let's be in the remembrance, right? And it's not really some past, it's to remember in presence together and to honor each other. Part of joy is the deep honoring of each other's path. So, I track in, I go all over the place. So thank you for being here with me. I would have to watch all of that back again to know if any of it made sense, but I trust what comes through. I trust what comes through. And what I was sharing and saying, I was just having a drink and like setting things up, and this voice came in that was like, "You're a mess. What are you doing? Like, this is not a transmission." And I caught that, and like, this is exactly who I authentically am. And I know that for so many of us, especially who have been called into this space specifically and connected into me, or we're connected into each other right now in this moment, is because we need this. We need authentic beings authentically expressing their joy. And all of that other smorgasbord of human beautiful ways that we express this vast, multi-dimensional everything that we are, right? And that my permission slip, and this is labels, it doesn't really, when beings ask and say, what is it that you do? And I know that we've all been through this over the years. It's like, well, you could consider me a mystic, could consider me lots of things. I might appear in many different ways to many different beings. And what's most important is that I'm real. And the expression is real. And when I say the transmission doesn't go off, it doesn't go off, right? Because it's real. And because this expression and sharing and the artistry, and we all have our unique, beautiful way of expressing and creating. And yeah, it felt really important to speak to that, to say thank you for showing up and receiving and transmitting. We're all transmitting. I'm feeling that now. Feeling, this cosmology, this, group dynamic, but each of us has such vast connection to so many other beings, and yet we've been brought together. And that's a gift. Like, this moment is a gift, and it brings me joy to be here with you all and to know that there's no hierarchy. When I feel Yeshua, which I do often, but when I feel that presence of an Arthur and the Father, the true Father, the true energy of this like deep masculine, beautiful presence, I wrote something earlier when I was writing a few notes, and I was like, am I even going to look at these notes? Probably not. But one thing that came through was that quality when the feminine feels safe to express, right? And when I speak to the feminine, as it is from the point of view of being a fully embodied woman, that point we have all of the energy of the whole aspects of divinity within all of us. We know that, and the full union within us. When I talk about, like, not hierarchy, right? Synarchy, the round tables, right? The round tables where we sit together and we sit in communion together. And yes, I am sharing this transmission right now, but we're all here, we're all present, we're all in the field together, and the field of the heart and the field of joy, and offering into this through receiving and through being in that reciprocal nature. And when I feel into the presence of why would joy and love and more joy and more love ever have been a threat, right? In the old systems and the systems that are literally, we know we're here because we're like holding pillars of light whilst the dissolving is happening, because anyone, right, when a man or a woman, any being, walks amongst any type of being without judgment of, well, they don't deserve it, or they don't, and I'm not talking about not having discernment. We need to have discernment. It's not just, tossing the pearls everywhere. And at the same time, that is what shifts everything in a way, is being when our light is turned on, right? And I see that as, do we have control over that? Do we have control over that? We have free will, yes, until we completely give ourselves to God, to the power of life, of love, of joy, and say, you know what? That will of creating and of sharing and of being that light out in the world, no matter where we go, and of knowing that that is our shield of protection. That is our shield of protection, because beings that just are not curious or are not interested, or that they kind of move away, and that's okay. But that, what I'm speaking into now is that, I kind of had a vision of Christ, or the masculine, just like walking and laughing and like being with all types of beings. And it's this joy, it's this field of joy, I would say, more than anything in my experience of what I've seen and felt on my journey, that literally changes the fabric of the reality that you are walking through and in, because life responds. Like, we can feel it. You can feel that within yourself, because it's you're feeling it within your own system, your own body, of what that is, of that eros, of that pulse, of life, this eternal pulse that wants to create and create in, as, and through love. And the highest expression of love is joy. Yes, truth. Yes, truth. Right? But for me, these are inseparable, right? Inseparable. Authenticity, you can't, you know, there's a joy that we can experience in authentically saying no, and authentically closing the door, authentically leaving what is no longer resonant for us with love. There's a joy in that when we can access it, right? Teachers or teachings or beings or relationships or whatever it is, when there's that moment when it's like, this is another doorway is opening, and joy gets to be a part of the completion, right? And this year, we know, I feel excited. Hasn't been like that for like months, honestly, right? That I feel we've like crossed this point. I've been feeling it like in these last days and these last weeks, and I know many of us are feeling it. And what's happening that I feel and I see is we're stepping into our divine artistry, right? Our Christic light, our full embodiment, our full inner union, where when this telepathy of the heart is our communion and communication with each other, with all life, with all sentient life, with the nature. There actually gets to be a joy, like I was sharing earlier, even a joy, and it's such an interesting, you know, I can feel that part of me. I was like, oh, can I speak to this? Like the joy and grief? But there is. There's a erotic eros part that, you know, in some cultures in Africa and different places, they have grieving rituals where women are brought in because we know how to do it. And to support families in feeling through grief, through loss, through change, right? To really access that. And I know that I've been speaking to different oracles, right? It's a part of my nature is the oracular nature. But also it's like, if none of those labels work for another being, that's okay. It's okay for me as well. It's like we can be in that and in the joy and the play of that, and we can also know when it's like, okay, if that helps and if that's supportive for someone to help them access and receive transmission with me, to be like, oh, this is an oracular transmission, this is, you know, that helps, amazing. And so the pulse of joy is in everything, you know? We know the eternal nature of life, the eternal nature of the soul. And so what is there to fear? And can we keep facing, you know, the edge when we just don't know sometimes, and we can't see and we don't know what's ahead. But we have this memory of how supported we've been, and how the whole structure, right, the living structure of the true tree. And in every culture there is the stories of the tree of life and the true tree. And what I have been shown, and I guess this is what's coming through as part of this transmission, is that on our journey and on the unfurling of the multi-dimensional human capacity, right, which is, again, I'm kind of going around and about, but why beings who are fully awakened have been a threat to this system is because hearts awaken hearts. It's that simple. It's that simple. As far as I'm concerned, hearts awaken hearts. And all of the multidimensional nature and abilities, and it all stems from how much can you love? How much can you become that love? How much can you embody that joy? How much can you feel that? And how much are you prepared to offer that? To offer that. I was recently sharing with a group of friends, or Oracle sisters, and I said, put me in front of any world leader. Put me in front of any world leader. Any of them. I could do it. It wouldn't move me out of my joy, out of the presence of the love in my heart of I know who I am and who I walk with, and the presence of God. Right? And this, for me, is what we're all here to experience. Right? The opportunity of coming to Earth is like a wild card. Right? Wherever we're at, whether we feel like we know, I'm on the Christos mission, right? And the whole point, and not everyone is feeling that, or is, connected into this kind of lineage, or we all are, but that's not what matters, right? It's like the whole point of the awakened humanity mission is awakened humanity, for humanity to remember their angelic nature, and that they are powerful. We are powerful because of the capacity to love, the capacity to feel, and the capacity to share that with other beings through words, through actions, through silence. And so, of course, the more of us who come together and say, I think it was Tony or one or a few different beings who got in touch with me about the transmission, was like, yes, I am ready. I'm ready to access that joy again, right? Many of us have been so in the underworld, and it was so important. I spoke to dear sister the other day, who's like amazing, like priestess of Avalon, all the things, and just level to level, we've done so much cleaning now. Right, it's like we've gone to the bottom, the depths of the depths of the depths. This is what it is, halfway through 9-year completion. And can we offer ourselves? We have to give permission to ourselves. We can't, and be permission slips for each other to be like, okay, I remember how powerful I am in my joy. I remember how powerful I am in my erotic nature, which is all of us, to what really like turns us on in the most beautiful way is that power of creation. And joy is the most. No one can convince me, because I'm stabilized in that is not what changes everything from within us and within others. And to permission each other to say, shall we? Not like, oh, we shouldn't because, but there's still this going on. It's like, exactly because of this. This is the message I've been getting from God. And from within, right? It's like, this is your time. Not just me, so many of us. I feel like it's like so huge now. So many of us have felt, and we've literally been like undercover souls in so many ways. And it's been like, wow. I've been so in my oracular journey and, all over the world and just listening and being in it, that the idea of even like trying to like share and like keep other beings up with it, right, was difficult, or not so much difficult, it just wasn't what was being called for. However, so many of us are meeting now, like the last few weeks and the last months even. We have been for years, but because I feel like this is now the tone, right? The tone, the song that we are singing is the song of joy. And as other beings, it's not necessarily what I feel. Our job isn't really about awakening other beings anymore. That's not it. It's about being true to ourselves and letting that emanation, the emanation of all of the work of the wisdom that we've gained from our life's path, our life's walks, and coming forward and sharing that. Does that mean we need to share like all the challenges that have happened? Sometimes maybe, but like what? Joy is so important. It's like, even when I say the word, I like feel my whole body just like light. And I know and I feel this in so many of us. And I see and I have beings reaching out to me. And it's like, it's you, it's in you also, it's in all of us. It's in all of us. This light, this joy, the lightness of being, more now than ever. Because as the outside looks like absolute, like what the actual fuck, right? What is the solution in the families, in the couples, in the beings who are absolutely devoted to their path, right? We are the frontier souls. Like, literally, what a gift. Many of us have been on this journey a long time. And yeah, we know some stuff, and also we have so much still. Anything can change in any moment, where we are like brought to this point again of just can we be in the wonder? Can we be in the wonderment, right? That childlike, again, that innocence. Joy has an innocent quality to it. It's pristine. It's pristine. It's the glow. And it doesn't belong, it's not like, it just belongs to like one being. It's for everyone. The art of being joyful, especially in challenging times. I'm like, really, God? You want me to, like, share this now? Yes. Yes. Of course. So I can feel the land right here in Avalon. The green lands, the pastures, the fields, there's so much green in England. It's so beautiful, it's so lush. Green heart, it's just like the heartlands, right? The emerald vales. So much joy when beings come into the countryside and are like, wait, wow, what? Reminding them you can access this no matter where you are. No matter where you are, it's all about that pulse within your heart. And that this Aurora Earth, where did this come from? What? Aurora Earth? Hang on. Many years for me, the auroras began to come. And then just having deeper realizations of that, why we speak about the rainbow light body and the rainbow frequencies, and as I receive visions, and it's often like pastel, as you say in other places. I don't know, in England we say pastel. Like rainbow frequencies, because they're so gentle and beautiful, and everyone, the arc of the rainbow, right? And the rainbow light, and how much light we have, and how much light there is in the frequency of joy. How much living light, and how that light interacts. So, many of us have been receiving this same transmission. I don't say downloads or uploads anymore, because I'm really trying to move away from like technical language, right? Like, joy is our birthright for creation and for imagination. The more joy that we're accessing, the more we're interacting with each other, yes, in this way, and especially when we come together in the physical, but as much as possible, just human interaction, right? And these AI fields are just like, because nothing can actually keep up with the potency, the power, the imagination, the human imagination, the multi-dimensional, like, wowness. The womb, the light of the womb, the light, the Sophianic light, that is just like so powerful. And we actually need to ensure that we are like maintaining that, and that we are not drifting in. This is my, from where I see as a seer, it's really important. We have so many amazing brothers and sisters And we are amazing creators, even if we think we're not, right? To write, to sing, to create music, to create epic food, whatever it is, to just tap into the imagination, to come off the screen, we is so important. Our divine intelligence is inherently connected to joy. And that pulse that we want to create when we're joyful. So anything within or outside of us that's just like pulling us into, you know, this realm of not creating through joy. It's like, yes, of course, we like have needed to express art, and art is so important in these times, as we know. Like, how would we have ever got through the last years without art and without humor and without memes? I mean, it's like, sometimes I'm like, what the fuck? But it's hilarious. It's amazing. It's amazing how the human has, like, you know, adapted to like, well, we'll make light of this. We'll make light of what's going on. We'll like bring it through in humor. That's amazing. That's an amazing quality, right? It's amazing quality. The humanity, like, beautiful in that way. So beautiful. And like, we're here to co-create together and to like forge this pathway of what the true earth template is. This is how our amazing imaginations, when fused with joy, right? We've done so much work. We've done so much work. And there's no like extra, I want to say there's no like extra badges or medals or anything, you know, at this point for what we've been through, because every being, whether they can speak to it or not, or are able to, the heart of a living remembrance of the field of grace and of purity and of light and of the intelligence of joy. This is a God-given, creator-given skill within us. And why I've been asked to share and to kind of come out of the woodwork. I mean, I've been very here and very present for a long time, but like, I love seeing beings create and celebrating each other, right? Celebrating each other is so important. So important. Yay, you're amazing. Well done. That's not my thing. It might be my thing in the future, but like, whoa, right? How we are with like children when we're, you know, epic parents of encouraging children to be in their expression and in their joy, and to, yes, like, we move through things really quickly when we can like move things and shake things out and like, you know, realign really quickly when we know what our baseline frequency is. So we can cry, we can like, you know, shout it out, we can like allow our nervous system to move through, you know, the dissonance that we feel, and it becomes so much quicker and so much easier when we are like in a stand to remember, hang on a minute, humanity's baseline frequency is joy. Wow. I would go to far as to say there's much more, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of beings, millions of beings on this planet who are really decent, good beings. And they're just ready to be reminded, right, of that, and of that freedom of expression, and that freedom of, yo, you can create. You're a creator. You're a creator. What do you want for your family? What do you want for yourself? What are your dreams, your visions? More than ever right now. Our dreams and visions are not fantasy. They are not fantasy. We've been given them, we've been gifted them for a reason, right? I have wild visions that I've been given for what's possible on this planet. And with the like correct alignment of beings, right, that just like ripples out. And I've seen it, I've been a part of it all over the world, right? Yes, there's things happening in communities and spiritual community and all the things, but it's like, you know, it's also all playing itself out. The more we realize that this true earth frequency of joy, of pleasure, of celebration, support, love, care, nourishment, honor, and it's so it's just beyond, it's so exciting. And then to be finding another layer, finding each other like this all over the world, saying hi, oh my god, wow, what's your story, yo? How did you get here? What do you want to create? What are your dreams and visions? How do they align to each other? So this is my invite for all of us, for especially those, the constellation. That's one for you, Miriam. But for all of us, the constellation of us. In these few weeks, and then this like solar powered energy, and this solar energy within us, solar feminine, solar masculine, light beings, fully embodied. Like, wow, what? Hello? It's what we are. All of us. But when that alignment happens, where the whole soul, right? We speak about this, but it is like avatar mastery. We don't have to overthink it so much. About being present in the like gift of our humanity. Not chasing after like, oh, I need this skill or I need that skill. It's like it comes naturally through whatever brings us the most joy, because that is also our protection. It's also our protection. That love and that divine love and that divine presence and that knowing of that you know, the masculine frame that is just like in a stance what the village needs and what the feminine, what the children need in order to feel safe to create and to be our most exceptional, glorious, multifaceted, multi-dimensional beings, which we all have the capacity to be. Very grounded, to be able to create together and protect that, protect that peace, protect that joy, protect that innocence. Because that's what God wants for us. And that's what's happening through us in our choices. And thank you to each of you. Because it doesn't mean that it's easy to access and to keep like allowing and like giving ourselves permission to be like, I will be in my joy. I will express my joy. I will express all of it in the remembrance that the baseline frequency is what we're harmonizing to. The tone and the song, earth song, mother's song, father's song, together, the song of the family, the song of humanity. And the beauty. So my invite between now and 8/8, you know, and I've already had beings, it's so funny, and whatever beings like, but it's not even, the Lionsgate is not actually on 8/8 even, well, okay, cool. Something powerful happens when any being says, I'm going to align to this, right? Which every day, of course, every day we can align to the frequency of the evolved human species and the evolving human, magical humans that we are. And when we bring even more intention, I really am so curious, and I'll have a much better setup and be much more organized, maybe. But to really see, I really want to feel, you know, in these weeks, and when we come together again on 8/8, maybe open this up in a different way then, that it's not just like me, not that it is just me, but, and I'm curious what will come through also, because it feels very powerful to offer this and to offer it forward, and what that looks like in your lives and how that ripples out to those that you know and love, and the synchronicities and the beings that are going to come in to the field, right? Meet me. That's the invite. It's the roomie. It's all of us. Like, there's the field. This is the joy field. We've done so much to get to this point. We've done so much for me to even be able to share from myself like this and get on like this, for me, is living proof. So I know, I know all of the different grids and the points and the growl points and the, you know, grid work, and we've all been doing it in our own way. So thank you, no matter where you think you're at or what you think you've been doing or not enough, or thank you. You've done something really profound, and in coming in today. So I know that we're at about 2 hours now, and yeah. Just giving so much thanks. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Thank you, Mother, Father. Thank you, Christ, Sophia. Thank you for this opportunity to pray, to play, to invite, to welcome, to remember, to just be real, and to let this joy that each of us are to ripple forth. You're welcome to message me anything that comes up for you in these next days and weeks. Some of us are already connected, some of us were meeting maybe for the first time, and I'm so thank you for coming in and for sharing. And may this portal be open, and may you open to receive the living light of joy and the living light and the power and the presence of radiant love, radiant joy. And may that welcome miracles into your life over these days, over these weeks, until we meet again. And yeah, absolutely, if anything comes up, I think the videos stay in this group, but I'm also going to download them and save them into a private group on YouTube, because now Facebook takes them off after a month, which is ridiculous, but it just is what it is. And I know that there's going to be some other beings that have asked to join who have paid, who weren't able to come into the live. So yeah, I mean, it's my deepest prayer for all of us, is that I know, I feel it, I know that this is going to ripple out for each of us, and that we can then offer this permission slip to others to access and to remember and to dance this dance of joy together. And I cannot wait to meet more of you in the physical. If anyone is coming to Avalon or wants to come to Avalon, I'm here seemingly, it seems, until October, and then who knows, and there may be other missions around these Emerald Isles to Scotland and Wales and other places, but I'm based here right now. I've been asked to be right here on the tour, in the centre of the centre, and it feels about right. So yeah, thank you. I know that different beings have had to drop in and drop out, but the transmission will be here in this group. And again, if you have any questions or anything, I'm just sending you all so much love and so much gratitude, and may all that you have offered in your energy, in your time, in your presence, in your listening, in your financial offering, no matter what it has been for you, wherever you were able to meet me, meet yourself, may this energy fully activate, radiate and amplify. I think this is the most important part, is that joy amplifies everything, and the power and the joy within the womb, and the joy within the woman, and the joy within the man, right? To amplify the living prayer all around us and within our lives and within everyone we come into contact with. That is my prayer. That is my lived, embodied prayer for all of us. Sirius, Lionsgate, let's go. So many blessings. Thank you for being here. Have a beautiful evening, day, morning, wherever you are on the planet. And blessed be. So much love. And I'll see you again in AA or around then. Thank you, thank you, thank you.